Did you know that your artist statement is the number one factor if your art sales are flourishing or flopping? The problem is most artists are sharing the wrong things, and they're not diving into the most compelling parts of their artist statement to convert browsers into art buyers, and they're not using their artist statement as a tool when posting their art for sale. This episode is all about why the artist statement is the foundational piece to your art marketing, how to improve yours, and I'm going to give you specific examples of how to do it. Even the most seasoned artists that I work with get much better results after they revive their artist statement and make it more compelling. Because a person will buy your original artwork when they are emotionally connected to you, your story, and what your artwork makes them feel. When building online relationships, we have to go that extra step from behind the screen to make our ideal client who's sitting behind another screen feel connected to us. That's our responsibility. If you don't share why you created your artwork, how can anyone feel connected to it? And how can anyone care about it the way that you do if you don't share why it's important to you? A compelling artist statement peels back the curtain and lets strangers or potential art buyers into your world and feel like they know you personally, even if they've never met you before. People will buy from people that they know, like, and trust. I'll say that again because that's really important in marketing. People buy from people that they know, like, and trust. You have to put yourself in your art buyer's shoes. They have a choice. They are either filling a blank wall or they are upgrading their space. So they can either A, buy space filler art from somewhere cheap like Target, or B, they can buy original art from the artist who told the better story that they connected with. And that artwork makes them feel something. It reminds them of something. It makes them feel connected. It makes them feel special. It makes them feel something, some sort of feeling that they want in their home. When they bring guests over, they want to show it off, or when they are having their morning coffee, they want to look at that piece of artwork and they want that emotion. They need that art. They want to feel a certain way and have a certain identity, and that's what they're connecting with, and that's why they're making purchases. To write a compelling artist statement, you have to begin with the basic elements: your name and location, what you create, so that means your subject matter, your medium, the materials you use. Now, these basic elements are really important to paint the complete picture. Now, I work with over 750 artists, and it's really easy to forget one of these elements. Make sure that your artist statement includes all of them to really paint that picture for someone who doesn't know you. Again, name and location, what you create, the subject matter, the medium you use, the materials you use. Now, in order to make your artist statement magnetizing, to turn browsers into buyers, you have to go a few layers deeper. So you have to talk about why you create. And this is made up of a few components: what inspires you, your story, and your personal beliefs. The next part is what makes your work unique. Now, these elements is where your artist statement will make your work sell. This is where the spark and the magic is made. I'll say them again. Why you create, your inspirations, your story, and your personal beliefs, and what makes your work unique. You can't just say, my artwork is unique. What makes it unique? I'm going to give you specific examples from artists I work with in the Artpreneur Academy who applied these principles. Once again, the most compelling part of your artist statement is when you share why you create, what your story is, and what you believe. Hi friend, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. I like to throw in some surprises for our weekly show. You can also follow the Empowered Artist Podcast on Apple Podcasts. And for more resources to move your art business forward, visit jennawebart.com. Now, back to the show. You're going to hear the before and after and the examples, and you're going to actually hear the difference that adding your why and the story will make to the art buyer. It's cool because you can put yourself in the shoes of an art buyer here. Okay, we're going to start with Ian. Ian started with the basic principles of his artist statement. He starts sharing his purpose and his art materials. He says, "My work serves as a reminder to be critical, pointing to the finite nature of our lives, comforts, and surroundings to foster urgency. I collage using only upcycled materials to allude to the disposable nature of our consumerism." So, here's what happens when Ian goes deeper and he expands on a very strong why. My undergraduate years were full of the social sciences and taught me more about the meaning of sustainability. Renewable energy became a focus of mine, but the money-oriented decision-making of the energy industry deterred me from pursuing a career there. After spending some years in education, art was my way back to promoting a sustainable consciousness. That is so much more intriguing, right? That's Ian Paratore. Way to go, Ian. Hannah begins to apply these principles and she shares her medium, her subject, and her inspiration. This is her before. I create surrealist art with darker themes in acrylic and watercolor paint for unconventional people who are interested in expressing their individuality and revolutionizing the human experience. But her artist statement totally transforms after she applies more of the deeper elements. She strengthens her why, and she adds in her personal beliefs. Listen to this. Being an artist is integral to my identity. I've been illustrating, painting, and creating ever since I was old enough to wield the tools necessary to do so. I provide art for people who make friends with their shadow, find solace in the unconventional, and who aren't afraid to wear their individuality on the outside. I mean, girlfriend, she killed it. So much more compelling. Now, AnneMarie. At first, she shares her purpose. She says, by connecting pet owners with portraits of their loved ones, I hope to share the spirit of my subjects through art with others who understand the deep relationship and love we share with our animals. 10% of commission artwork will be donated to animals in need. So after she applied more of these techniques, her artist statement gets so freaking irresistible to animal lovers. So listen to how detailed her purpose is and how it brings it home to the heart. If my client has an animal charity to rescue that is close to their heart, I prefer to make a donation there. If not, I keep it relevant to the pet and their owner. For example, I made a donation to Canine for Warriors, who provide service dogs to wounded veterans. I've donated to No Kill Shelters and the Veterinary Emergency of Critical Care Association. That is incredible. It's so much more magnetizing. Way to go. That was AnneMarie Gobdell. My student Francesca first shares her inspiration. My art combines everything I love and everything I've lived. My experiences with death, my love of laughter, my admiration of nature, fashion, and history. Then she really gets strong by sharing her story. She writes, after remembering a death experience I had as a young child, I began examining death as a theme in my artwork. I believe death is part of what makes life precious and that the two can only exist with each other. I deeply enjoy creating and believe it's my purpose to use my art to, even in some small way, leave the world better than I found it. So compelling, right? I'm going to read you a portion of my own artist statement where I'm talking about my why. I didn't go to art school and I didn't pick up a paintbrush until my 30s, but once I finally did, my entire soul was shaken. I paint to practice self-love as it is a second meditation of the day. As a recovering perfectionist and chronic illness warrior, abstract art and letting go has saved my soul. Painting transcends me to another world. It connects me to my higher self and reminds me of my personal magic. I want my art to do for others what it does for me. Through painting, I can connect with the world and give good energy back. The trick is, every time you post your artwork for sale, every single time, you have to talk about your why. So the hack is to recycle pieces of your artist statement. You can borrow a sentence or two, and when you post that artwork for sale, tie that piece of artwork back into your why, your purpose, and your inspirations. Now you can reword these statements, or you can say them verbatim as you did in your artist statement. Get in the practice of doing it because you have to give your art buyers meaning and story. You have to make them feel something special about your art that will compel them to buy. I encourage you to try practicing this every time you post your artwork for sale. If you are on my website, jennawebart.com, you can see the rest of my artist statement where I talk about my materials and the other key elements I mentioned today that make up your entire artist statement. Your homework today is to do this. Yes, I'm going to put you into action, my empowered artist. Number one, make sure you know your why. Why do you create art? What does it mean to you to be an artist? Number two, work on your artist statement based on today's episode. You can find today's show notes linked, or you can go to jennawebart.com/podcast. Number three, share your why online today. Right now in your mind, fill in the blank. I love to create art because blank. Now your immediate homework is today, go and share that online. Your next Instagram story, your next Instagram post, TikTok, wherever you are, share that online. Tell me what your audience says. Tell me what the reaction is. If you get some good results, tag me at JennaWebArt. Get in the practice. I'm so excited for you guys. In the last episode, we talked about the importance of an unshakable artpreneur mindset being absolutely required to thrive. Success is 95% mindset and 5% strategy. I want you to have the biggest confidence injection your art business has ever had, and that's why I'm inviting you to my Artpreneur Challenge. Having this unshakable mindset is the number one key way to be able to sell your art full time and live the life that you've always dreamed of. Usually I charge about $800 for this challenge, but right now it's available on my website for free until May 31st, so do not wait. You can start the challenge right now. It's bingeable. Each part of the challenge takes less than 15 minutes. It is Gonna blow your mind. I'm so excited. To start the challenge today, visit jennawebart.com/Artpreneur Challenge. And if that was a mouthful, just click the link in the show notes, and I'll see you there.